Principle number one in what you can do is that when one of these things comes to your backyard, you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples that have already been working. Let's start with immigration and ICE. When people say, what can we do? In my community, we are a heavily immigrant community. ICE raids deeply affect and disrupt our community. So, number one, if you live in a community with a lot of immigrants, know your rights.
Oh, absolutely. Know your rights, but a legal immigrant has nothing to fear from ICE unless they've committed a crime and the judge ordered them removed from the US. However, an illegal immigrant has basic human rights under the UN Charter, but not under the US Constitution, meaning knowing those rights is not a defense against deportation.
That's one tangible thing you can do that I want you to do. And that means know your rights if you are a US citizen as well.
Again, no argument from me on that one, but Congresswoman, you should also let them know that even as US citizens, it's mandatory for them to obey state and federal law.
Okay? Here's one way that we're going to create some friction in this system. Tom Homan, who's directing a lot of these ICE operations nationally, etc., he went on TV practically crying. This dude was whining his ass off because ICE went into the city of Chicago and Chicago had prepared for them. Community organizers, activists, and their mayor and local elected officials who were solid on this issue, they educated the city on their legal rights. Because what ICE tries to do is that they rely on people not knowing their rights in order to enter buildings, in order to search workplaces, etc.
You know, most of the whining I've heard since November came from your side of the aisle, and I gotta say, it's been pretty entertaining to watch.
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
This is all fake, right? Like we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream, and none of this will ever happen.
I will be leaving the country, and my dad will be staying blocked after this election.
I think Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm so pissed off. Fuck! God damn it!
I'm sorry.
What a group of losers we have.
Some of it's on my channel, actually. But let's see what Tom Homan has to say about this.
You've got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez doing webinars to explain to illegal immigrants how to evade ICE arrests, and then she tweeted out after something you said maybe she's going to be in trouble now, and she says maybe he can learn to read the Constitution would be a good place to start. She's continuing her resist efforts against your efforts, Tom.
Look, I forgot more about the Constitution, immigration enforcement as you ever know. I mean, I had to educate her during congressional testimony that entering the country illegally is a crime. So, whatever. But what she needs to do is read the statutes enacted by Congress. Title 8, United States Code 1324, United States. Title 8, United States Code 1324 and 25. That's what she needs to read, because it's illegal to enter this country. It's a crime to enter this country illegally. Not only that, when you harbor and conceal and impede law enforcement, that's a felony. So what she's doing, she says she's educating them as to the constitutional rights, and we all know they got constitutional rights. But what she's really doing, you and I and the rest of the country knows, she's trying to teach them how to evade law enforcement. Now, I just said, well, out of the gate, we're concentrating on public safety threats, national security threats. So she's educating those in the country illegally with a significant criminal conviction, public safety threat, don't open your door, don't talk to ICE. Here's how you invade law enforcement. Let's hope she's not educating the next person who gets out and a young college student in Georgia. I mean, these are bad people we're looking for. So she can call it education all she wants, but we all know it's about evading law enforcement. These people have been ordered removed. The people we're looking for right now have final orders. They're criminals. They're in the country illegally. A judge has ordered them removed. They become a fugitive. And these are the folks she's helping? So I've asked the Department of Justice to look at this. Where is the line on impediment? Where does that fine line so we can instruct ICE officers what they can do when people don't open the doors or try to evade their arrest? So I simply asked DOJ, give me a legal opinion, because every Department of Justice will interpret things differently. What is the legal opinion on impediment? And we'll see what happens.
Now, by all means, continue the cringe.
So when you know your rights, you are able to tell them no, and they do walk away.
Unless they have probable cause or a warrant, in which case they don't walk away.
What you can do is protect people around you. What you can do is protect people around you.
You know, in my legal opinion, this statement, considering that we're talking about people who are in the US illegally and are actively trying to avoid deportation, kind of sounds to me like you're instigating people to aid and abet fugitives from the law.
When you harbor and conceal and impede law enforcement, that's a felony.
And also make sure that you are slowing down this system. The slower they operate, the less they can break.
Also, these statements, in my legal opinion, kind of sound to me like you're instigating people to obstruct ICE while they're doing their jobs. Now, as far as I know, aiding and abetting a fugitive and obstruction of justice, while sometimes can be classified as misdemeanors, most of the time they're felonies. So, ladies and gentlemen, before some of you engage in the things that Congresswoman Cortez is talking about, you should really ask yourselves, is Congresswoman Cortez willing to expose herself to these felony charges, or does she just want you to do it? Because as far as I know, she's not keeping undocumented migrants safe from ICE by letting them stay at her house, and she herself telling ICE to walk away if they come knocking. But look, I get it. You think that creating friction and making it hard and slow for ICE to do their jobs, you can grind it out for 4 years until Trump leaves office. But you see, the thing is, the more you do this kind of crap, the more you piss off the American people. And the more you piss off the American people, the more you guarantee that J.D. Vance wins in 2028.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So at the end of the day, you're just delaying the inevitable. And trust me, 4 to 12 years is a lot of time for the inevitable to happen.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.